Isn't it amazing? You look up at the night sky and it seems so calm, so quiet. But this week, the universe was anything but quiet. It was buzzing with activity, a cosmic supercut of incredible events, from our very own sun to the far-flung reaches of other star systems. Science was happening at an incredible pace. These aren't just stories about distant objects and complex machines. They are stories about us, about our curiosity, our ingenuity, our relentless drive to understand our place in the cosmos. Every discovery, every test, every new plan ripples back to us, right here on our pale blue dot. Think about it. We are a species that evolved to walk on land, yet we are now reaching for the stars. We build machines to withstand the vacuum of space and the heat of atmospheric re-entry. We peer through powerful telescopes to find planets like our own, worlds that could host the conditions for life. We even study how space affects our bodies, to make long journeys safer. This week's news is a spectacular showcase of that journey, a highlight reel reminding us we live in extraordinary times. The universe is putting on a show, and we have front row seats. Each story is a puzzle piece. One piece tells us about the power of our star. Another shows the engineering marvels that take us farther. Yet another hints we might not be alone. Together, they paint a dynamic, ever-changing relationship. This relationship is built on questions. What's out there? How does it work? How can we get there? And what does it all mean for us, here on Earth? So let's dive in. Let's explore these amazing events one by one, the science, the technology, and the people behind them. We'll break big ideas into simple parts. Science is for everyone. It's for you. It's for me. It's for anyone who's ever felt wonder under a sky of stars. Get ready. This Week in Space was one for the books. Let's go explore. First up, our local star, the Sun. It isn't a friendly light bulb. It's a churning sphere of hot gas with a temper. This week, it unleashed strong M-class and even top-tier X-class flares. A solar flare is a sudden burst of energy and radiation from the sun's surface. These eruptions trigger space weather that can affect Earth, disrupting radio, scrambling GPS, and threatening satellites. In extreme cases, currents can surge through power grids. Key fact: one X-class flare can equal 1 billion hydrogen bombs of energy. That's why space weather teams constantly monitor the sun. Next, from our star to a starship, SpaceX's Starship is prepping for its next crucial test flight, aimed squarely at safe re-entry and landing. Goal: survive the inferno of re-entry and achieve a controlled landing, the make or break for reusability. Reusable rockets unlock cheaper, more frequent access to space. Key fact: a fully reusable Starship could cut launch cost per kilogram by 100x. Mastering re-entry landing enables moon missions for Artemis and brings the first human footsteps on Mars closer. A successful landing isn't just hardware recovery. It's paving a superhighway to other worlds for future explorers. Now to India, ISRO hit a huge Gaganyaan milestone. Gaganyaan will send Indian astronauts, Vyomanauts, to space. This week, the crew escape system aced a critical test, like an ejection seat for a capsule, pulling astronauts to safety. The module descends under chutes and returns safely to Earth, proving this system checks a major box on the road to crewed flight. Key fact: it accelerated to near the speed of sound in seconds. An Indian crew launching from Indian soil is getting closer. NASA also released new data on how microgravity affects us, our hearts, brains, and vision. The brain's fluids shift in microgravity, pressing on the optic nerve and altering vision, SANS. Key fact: over 60% of long-duration astronauts see changes. Countermeasures include targeted exercise and medical treatments. This research informs space travel and medicine here on Earth. Let's zoom out, way out. Astronomers announced a new Earth-sized exoplanet in the star's habitable or Goldilocks zone. Not too hot, not too cold, where liquid water could exist. We don't yet know its atmosphere, a prime target for JWST. Key fact, a short year, about 35 Earth days. Around a cooler red dwarf, the habitable zone sits much closer. Back in low Earth orbit, China plans to expand Tiangong, adding new modules in 2025-26 to grow beyond its T-shaped core. More living room for astronauts and more lab volume for research, from materials to life sciences and international collaboration. Key fact, expansion could double mass and pressurized volume, solidifying Tiangong's role alongside the ISS. Interstellar Comet 3II Atlas stunned astronomers. Color and brightness changed unexpectedly. Only the third such visitor ever seen, a rare messenger from another star. That's your weekly Space Roundup. Which news amazed you most? Tell us in the comments.